Good evening from Thailand. It's midnight. It's the witching hour. But I know some people say that 3 a.m. is the witching hour. So here I am, sitting all alone. And Danielle is not going to be able to make it tonight, unfortunately. So I'm here by myself. And I do have one question already from Catherine Grout. I think that's how you say her name. It looks like she's in Scotland. And her question was, why is there a Russian submarine off the coast of Scotland, a place called Fastlane, where they apparently have a naval base? And when I asked her a little bit more about this question, she told me, like, where did she hear this from? I searched the news for it. I couldn't find it. What I did find was that there's a lot of Russian ships there all the time for the past 10 years. And then she told me that I'm like, where did you hear this information? I can't find it in the news or anything. And she said that it's a friend of hers who watches the water and was an eyewitness and saw this Russian submarine off the coast. Okay, I'm going to ask people to hold. Please don't make comments unless you're asking a question. It's okay. Right now, there's not a lot of people in, so you can do that. But I don't want to get lost with the questions because I'm doing this by myself. Before I start, let me say, if you'd like to ask your question here, I suggest you put a tip in my tip jar of like $10, something around whatever. Use my sister's PayPal account, which I'll type right here in the chat. Keep in mind that I can't open her account. So, but what I do, I do get notifications when she gets a payment, and I see the first couple of words that you type in the message. Like when you send a payment, you can type a few words, and I can see those words. If you could type just your name there, so I could see, who sent the tip, and then type your question in the chat here. I know this is complicated, but it's the first time I'm doing this. So it's ymsimba2 at AOL.com. This is my sister's PayPal account. She's helping me out with this. So anyways, let's get to Catherine's question. Why is this Russian submarine off the coast? And all right, let's just start there. Mm-hmm. Hey, Gigi. I'm guessing you say your name Gigi. Well, this is shrouded in mystery, but okay, because we have the high priestess that first came up in the background. And it's funny, when I was thinking about this question, I was thinking about cards that I would expect to see. And one of them was the high priestess, because she kind of represents the submarine itself. Okay. And then, I get real confused with this camera because this is my right hand, but it shows up over there. So see if I can do this right. This comes up in the question. He's also a mystery card, so he's hiding things, and it's something that's changing. a long, slow process. So this is what I think. There's something going on. There's some deep state stuff going on at that naval base. And these guys are there to keep an eye out on these guys. And if you don't know, this is the alliance, Donald Trump's alliance, and this is the deep state. So this is the outcome. So they're there to keep an eye on them, just to make sure that they're not getting up. Well, actually, with this, so there's probably some shenanigans going on at that naval station. The deep state has something going on there, but what exactly? Let me see if I can get some clarification. There's something being hidden there, some secrets being hidden there, secrets of the deep state, of the CABAL. And I think it's there to make sure that they can't escape, right? So that no other submarines or other ships can get out there and maybe spirit away some people so that they can escape. All right, Catherine. So that's what I'm getting. It's so as you guys know, Russia is one of the last places on Earth that's holding out against the deep state. And so if there's one of their submarines there, then it's there for a good cause, right? And it looks to me like they're making sure that nobody can escape from there. Okay, now Stacy asks. Now, Stacy, this is supposed to be questions for tips. Okay, so if I see the tip come to my sister's account, which I will, because maybe that's it right there. Oh, that's from Catherine. Oh, what's this? Off topic. How did you do that, Cynthia? Cynthia Caldwell. Let me show this. So this came up in a different color, and it shows at $10. Because my YouTube told me that I did not have super chats. And this look. Okay, Stacy. All right, Stacy, I got you. Listen, I'll answer your question. As I said before, I'm going to do this as honor system. I trust all of you. I just want to make sure you understand that. And if you ask a question here, I'm going to assume that you will send me the donation. But Cynthia Caldwell, super chat below. Do you have super chat? Yeah, I guess so, because when I tried to enable super chat, it said it wasn't available in my area in Southeast Asia, I guess. But it's saying here that I received $10. So I'm just gonna accept that. All right, so let me come back to Stacy. Okay, Stacy says, my daughter is 18 in college. She has always struggled in school. Advice for her. What is her life purpose? Oh boy, do I know about struggling in school. Being dyslexic, as some of you know if you followed me much. Put your question up here, Stacy. Uh, so are you asking me what's my advice for her, or do you want me to ask the cards? What is her life purpose? Oh, okay. What is her life purpose? All right. Uh, I would say drop out of school is probably the best thing to do. I mean, you're not asking me my advice on this, but my opinion. This is just my opinion based on my own experience. School is a waste of time and money. All right, and go out and do something more constructive with your life. But let's see, what is Stacy's daughter's life purpose? She's just 18 years old. Listen, 18 years old. Is she in high school? It's high school, right? Not in college. Sorry. Yeah, 18 years old. What do you go straight from high school to college for? Go traveling. Go. I know it's hard to do that right now, but I don't know. Go to Mexico. Go hike the Appalachian Trail. I think that should be mandatory. All people, once they finish high school, not necessarily the Appalachian Trail, just go walk 300 miles minimum, and you'll find a lot of answers in yourself. Okay, so Stacy, I'm going to answer your question right now. What is your daughter's life purpose? Okay, so interesting. I'm going to tell you each card as they come up. First, we got the Lovers. That's her, like her archetype for her life purpose. The next card is a Hierophant, which is a teacher. All right. In the past, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, which her challenge, the Nine of Wands, outcome. Okay. Well, I'm telling you right now, it's not school. Okay. And I'll explain that because she got this, for the outcome, she got this Page of Pentacles. So this is doing things with your hands, doing things with working with, um, physical things somehow. Working with physical things, and then advice is strength. So this kind of strength is usually what comes from like past life experiences. It's a major arcana, and it's in advice. So she needs to draw on something that is like from her past life, and it's a spirit. And the other reason I say this because this Ace is a spiritual, like having a new passion, a new something, like at the beginning of something new, but in the physical world. So this could be growing plants, working in nature, uh, and let's see. So we got the Lovers, the Nine of Wands, and the Hierophant. So she's really good at, working with people, and like getting people together that have, maybe have problems, and the Hierophant came up across from that, and that's a teacher. Okay, I get so confused because this camera is backwards. This is my right hand, and it's on the left side of the camera. Okay, so Lovers and Hierophant. So she's really good with people. That means she's really good with people. She's good at teaching things. But at of course, at 18, she's not going to be a teacher. Or maybe that could mean she has to seek out someone. So yeah, So seeking out someone who can help her find this spiritual path that has to do with nature. I'm thinking something outdoors, almost like, like some kind of guide, uh, like a wilderness guide. I don't know if she likes that kind of thing, but it's definitely an outdoors thing. Let me get some clarification here. And going on a spiritual quest, which goes very well with outdoorsy stuff. And tapping into her inner wisdom. It seems like she has some past life wisdom that would come out by doing this. So I'm going to say that her purpose in life has something to do with working in nature, maybe as working as a liaison or someone who is first go out and learn a lot about nature, and then taking people and teaching them about nature, because she got that teacher in there as well. Okay, Stacy. So, if you were here, I'd like to ask, like, what are her interests? What is she studying? But I'm definitely getting she's a nature girl, like a nature girl pops to mind, and she has the ability to bring other people into nature and help them have the experience. That's something that I used to do a lot. I used to take a lot of people who had never been camping before or hiking, and I'd take them into this very special place in Florida and give them an experience that they never could have had without it. Show them animals they would never see and how to track things. Okay, so let me see. Wendy Knapp says, "Will I have a spiritual awakening soon?" Wendy, if you're here watching this channel, then I would imagine you've had some sort of spiritual awakening already. So I'm curious what you mean by a spiritual awakening soon. If you mean like a spiritual experience, like kind of like what happened to me when I had that gun to my head when I was 19, and my higher self came and spoke to me and told me that I had a higher purpose, or I was going to have a purpose in the end times, or some type of like the light opens up and you see heaven or something like that. That doesn't just happen to you. That's something you have to go out and seek, and you have to find. There are many ways to get there, through meditation, through like Aboriginal witch doctors. They call them the witch doctors and shamans. There are ways that you can do it if you follow them. I talk about it a lot. For me, it was mushrooms and using Native American techniques like sweat lodges. I did sweat lodges. I would go hiking in the wilderness by myself or with a very close friend, and just commune with nature. But I used mushrooms in a spiritual way to have spiritual experiences and to help me have spiritual awakening. So Wendy Knapp, will I have a spiritual awakening soon? Let's see what the cards say. Okay, Wendy. So this comes up for you. Usually this card is about more physical, like a craftsman. And then this comes up for the answer, another pentacles. And usually when you see this card, this is someone who is being an outsider in society because they have their own values that they stick to, and they're not willing to give up those values for social acceptance. This is in the past. So it looks like you have been doing some inner work, and you are now you've taken a moment to assess what you've done. Maybe you feel like you're not progressing fast enough. Let's see the outcome. The outcome is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, she's very wise. She has very firm boundaries, and she guards her heart. This is the outcome. Now let's see what the important cards here are. Your advice. Moon. Now this is a very important card when we're asking a question like this: will I have a spiritual awakening? I drew this card when I asked about what kind of tarot card would I read her. And if you listen to what Janine says, she says this is someone who's been a tarot card reader in a past life, or you're empathic, very highly empathic or intuitive. So this is telling you to listen to your higher self, listen to your spiritual, your inner self, your spiritual self. And then the other advice is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is very ambitious. So if you want this spiritual awakening, this is something that you're going to have to go out and find for yourself. Now, you said this was a yes or no question. Will I? Well, I'm not getting a no, but much like I would expect to get with an answer like this, this is something that you have to create yourself. Okay? You have to find a spiritual teacher in an area that you're interested in. But here we go. If you do that, if you go out on this spiritual quest, then you will definitely have a spiritual awakening. You'll be celebrated. It's something that other people are going to recognize in you. They're going to see that you've had an awakening, and then it'll be celebrated. So the answer to your question is yes. You have to do the work, though. Okay, things don't just, and that's exactly what this last card I pulled. That's exactly what he does. He puts intentions into the universe and then manifests it in reality. Okay, so Wendy, you will have this spiritual experience, but you've got to do the inner work, or some people call it shadow work. And what that is up to you. You have to go on a discovery to find that out yourself. Okay, now let's go on to the next question. Cynthia Caldwell, off-topic question. Always been curious, did Lizzie Borden kill her father and stop? Oh, I love this. This is a great question. And it's not off topic. We have no topic here. It's whatever you want to ask. I watched this movie, I think. I watch a lot of movies and I can't remember. But there's a movie about her. And I watched that. And so, yeah, this is a great question. When we were kids in the 70s, we used to sing the song. You know the song? Or it's not a song, it's like a rhyme. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her father 40 whacks. Then something, and gave her mother 40 more. Or something like that. I don't know if anybody can remember that. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her father 40 whacks. I can't remember. Hey guys, I'm all by myself here. It's late and I'm a little bit loopy from drinking coffee and staying up late. So if I sound silly, that's why. Okay, this is a great question. Lizzie Borden, what comes? Oh, look at this. First card that comes up for Lizzie Borden is the Devil. So she may have been possessed. I'm going to take that as a yes. And there you go. You got a yes. Wow. Great question. So Lizzie Borden may have been possessed by demonic forces. Uh, and like, oh, wow, this is cool. Okay, so I'm going to show you these 3 cards right here. Yeah, she was getting some kind of messages from dark demonic forces. They were telling her to do it, and then she did it. And oh, how's that rhyme go? Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her father 40 whacks. Then she something and gave her mother 40 more. And look at this: a father and a mother card. Wow, I got goosebumps talking about this. And like, here she is going to this going somewhere, and she's got some weapons with her. So I mean, I know there's swords, but swords, axes, they're weapons. So here's Lizzie Borden going with her axe to give her mother and father 40 whacks. Wow, great question, Cynthia. Yeah, she did it. It's like clearly she did it. That one really got me going, because I love it when they're so clear like that. Okay, so who we got? Super chat. Greetings. Hello. Hi, Jerry. She's dyslexic, Stacy. Okay, Stacy, get her out of school. All right. She needs to go and learn things just by her own. If she's dyslexic, then I know she's probably highly intelligent. Just let her go figure it out by herself. Let her just be. Things really make sense. We have really entrenched. Yeah, I know. It's kind of hoping they were coming to arrest Nicola Sturgeon and all her free. Okay, well, let me ask that, Catherine. I mean, I think you deserve it. A follow up on that question. And hey, I'm gonna stay here until the coffee wears off and I can't stay up anymore. But Catherine, I think you deserve an answer to that. Now, I don't know who Nicola Sturgeon is. But let's see if the submarine is there to like make sure she doesn't get away, because that's what I was getting, or maybe to take her away. So here we got the good military coming in. Oh, and somebody's gonna have a broken heart over it. In the past, this I think that's the plan. Okay, because this is in the background. Some maybe that submarine's there, some kind of support for this, and the sun in the middle, and then the outcome. I think that's it's involved with it, because okay, so here we have the good military coming in to do something that's beneficial for mankind, and this person Nicola is going to have, it's going to break her heart when she gets thrown to prison, and then the outcome is her in prison. And this guy speaks the truth, speaks with integrity. So yeah, I mean, maybe not the submarine itself, but there's some truth to what you said there. I think that that person, Sturgeon, and her cronies are, well, they can't escape. At least not by water. Okay. Yeah, Stacy, I know advice from the cards. Okay, hi guys, get ready for work. Wish. Okay, JVP, thank you. Jerome, why aren't you using your layout board? Uh, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of awkward. I think I'll give it a try though. Maybe it'll be easier for me. I got it here. Just always feel like I don't know. Delia, just sent a tip, $20. Thank you. Uh, would like to ask my higher self for a message for me today. Okay. All right. So Jerry, I want to take your advice. I want to use my board. I was just I'll explain why I haven't been using the board like I was before later. But there is a reason for it, and it's something that I learned from Janine actually. Um, but I'm not going to go into that right now. And I think Jerry, it's a good idea to use it for these questions. Okay, Delia. Delia, that was my grandmother's name. She was she lived in Key West. She was Hispanic. I'd like to ask your higher self for a message for me today. Okay, Delia, let's see. What does your higher self have to say? So when I think of higher self, the one card I think of is the Hermit, and it's really interesting. Let me turn this off here. Oh, that was off topic. How do I do that? Hold on a second. All right, this one. Right. Okay. And we're down here to Delia. Okay. So yeah, Delia, it's really interesting that when I think of higher self, this is the card I think of. All right. And wow, he makes an appearance. And this is yourself. So um, the the uh, the emperor is has authority. He speaks with authority. All right. So today you have the ability to speak with authority, whether it's at work or in your family. Maybe people have a hard time. People don't listen to you all the time, and maybe you don't always do that. Okay, because this guy, he's very wise. The king of cups. He's very wise, and he's well aspected here with the star. And this is wisdom that comes from a celestial, like past lives, possibly, or higher self. That could be higher self as well. And you don't always use that authority that you have. And that's because maybe the devil sitting on your shoulder tells you that you're not good enough, or um, you're not really in a place to tell people not what to do, but to speak with authority. I'm not sure what that is for you, and then we have this Ace of Pentacles. So by doing this, you might be able to get something offered to you. Like maybe you have to stand up for yourself at work, or I mean, these are just examples, okay? Because if you were here, I'd be able to ask you. Maybe you feel that you're paying too much in your responsibilities, and that other people have to pitch in and help you pay for something. And you should speak with authority and say, hey, I'm the one who always picks up the bill for dinner. Tonight it's your turn. And you might have inner conflict with that. Maybe it's hard for you to ask for people to pay their share. Okay. So you were very generous with that $20 tip for that, for this. And this is kind of saying that, hey, you should maybe not be so generous. I mean, I hate to say it. I appreciate it, but maybe people need to be generous to you. Okay. And maybe you need to let that be known. All right. But regardless of that part of it, really owning your authority, owning the fact that you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you've gained over the years. Okay. Wow. Thank you, Delia. That was really generous. I appreciate that. If I get through all these questions and you have another question, Delia, you ask it. She's in school to be a teacher. Well, Stacy, if she's going to teach, I suggest she go teach like special ed or something like that, because people with dyslexia have a special sense of how to teach others who have disabilities. I know even though Thai schools don't have special classes for kids with disabilities, and I was often asked to tutor them, and I found that I had a way with kids who had learning disabilities and stuff like that. Kate Smith asks, my son Dan decided to leave the earth. Kate Smith asks, my son Dan decided to leave the earth 5 years ago. Why? I'm still confused about his decision. Okay, so I take it that he took himself off the earth plane. I'm very sorry to hear that, Kate. And this is a serious question. I take it very seriously. So I'm going to sincerely ask your son, Dan. And, I can relate to this. I was 19 years old and I was looking at a very bleak future, I thought. And yeah, it wasn't easy. I have to admit, it was not easy. And I thought I figured I thought it'd be like hitting the reset button if I just took myself out right then and there. And so I can understand that feeling. It's sad that he wasn't able to talk to somebody, or his higher self didn't come and talk to him like mine did. Save me. So let's see. What does Dan have to say to his mom? Wow, they got 3 aces. 3 aces. What does that mean? Kate, I really want to give you the best answer I can here. So this one came. This came up. This 2 of Pentacles came up for him. He was having a hard time dealing with some concrete things in life, things like money, house, work. He was having a hard time juggling these things. And he had this huge heart, overflowing emotions. Okay. Maybe like very romantic. romantic concepts of what his life should be. King, or the Knight of Swords. He saw himself as a warrior. A warrior. It's like he wanted to do, because of the love here that he had, and he was a very spiritual person, and he wanted to have a way to, like, fight for the innocence. This card can be thought of as the innocence in the world, the people who can't defend themselves, people who like well, I'll use the word children, and then this Eight of Cups, and this is a leaving card. This is a spiritual quest card. For whatever reason, he felt like he couldn't accomplish this task. Now let me try to get some clarification on this. So he had this a lot of emotions, a lot of love, very spiritual, in a spiritual way. It was his desire to fight for the weak and innocent. For some reason, he couldn't. There was something stopping him. Nurturing mother and father. Okay, well, I think this is he's talking to father and mother here. He's reaching out. And this guy doesn't do anything. I think he's regretting it. I'm sorry to say. But why though? Look, I asked why, and I got the moon. So it's not something that he really intended to go through with. You understand? He had a moment of passion. That's what this is. He had a moment of passion, and he was feeling very dark and depressed. And in that moment of passion and depression, he did that. And down here, what I'm getting is he's thinking about his mother and father and how he wishes that he was still there with you. So it's not something that he put a lot of thought into, actually, is what I'm getting. Okay. He got really depressed because he had all these dreams. He had all these dreams and ambitions. All these aces, these are beginnings that never got to go anywhere. All right. And I stick to this ace. He wanted to do so much, or he wanted to help so much, but for some reason he felt like he couldn't do that. And yeah, but with this, it was just a dark moment in his life, and he made a decision that could never be taken back. Okay, Kate. I wish I could give you a better reason, but but for the grace of God, that would have been me. Okay, let's go on, see what we can find. Thank you, Kate. Wendy Knapp says, yes, a spiritual experience. Kate, if you want If you want to ask a question, I ask that you send me a tip. How much is up to you? I suggest $10. If you got $5, that's fine. Send a tip to my sister's PayPal account. I put it, if you look up at the top of the comments, I put it there. What's going on here? My battery? Why is my battery dying already? Hold on a sec. I had a full battery when I started this. Okay, I'm trying to be thorough in answering these questions. But I also want to try to get through as many as I can. But I'm hopped up on coffee right now, so I can probably go for a while. Okay, so Kate, send it to ymsimba2@aol.com. That's my sister. Maybe somebody else can repost that in the chat. Cynthia Caldwell, when she saw what she had done, gave her, thank you. That's it. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her father 40 axe. When she saw what she had done, she gave her mother 41. That was so creepy that the mother and father cards came up in that. Thank you. That was going to bother me. I was going to have to go Google it. Okay, Jedi, love wins always. Will I be running a humanitarian organization? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to have to put a time on that. So I'm going to say within a year, Jedi. So will Jedi Love Wins Always be running a humanitarian organization within the next year, 18 months, that kind of timeline? That's what we're all expecting, is something to happen, well, like any day now. I had one of my clients, I won't say who, I did a reading for, was it this morning? God, it seems like ages ago. She told me she's an insider in the monetary reset, and she said they're telling her it's imminent. I mean, yeah, I've been hearing that for a long time, but and the cards will never tell me. When she asked me to ask the cards, and the cards were vague, they wouldn't give me an answer. Yes, dyslexics make great designers. I agree. Okay, let's see. I'm going to find a question. Spot on with me being generous and not speaking up. Okay, cool, Delia. Makes me happy. Wow, there's super stickers too. I wonder where this money goes. I'm gonna have to figure out where these super chats and super stickers are going. Thank you, Judy Carey, very much. Do you have a question? And then Will Lim says, "What advice does the universe have for me in this moment?" Okay, that's a nice, easy one. And put that up there. Will Lim, what advice does the universe have for me at this moment? At this moment. By moment, we're going to just say like this present day, like not necessarily today, but around this time in your life. Okay, Will Lim, or your higher self. It's another way of saying it. What is your higher self? They're all connected. Universe, higher self, God. They're all parts of the same thing, or they are the same thing. I know some people think it's blasphemy to say that we are God, but that's the way it is. Okay. Okay, Will. So you're coming up as the Knight of Pentacles. This guy's very loyal, very steadfast. He thinks very carefully before he makes any decisions. So that's where you're coming up right now, and in the position of the moment is the King of Swords, and he's very intellectual. This guy, he's very intellectual, almost you could say nerdy. A very good speaker. Could be a teacher. Could be something to do with the legal system. And this is your challenge. And this is using words in a strategic way, words, thoughts. And this is telling you have to use this intellect of yours in a strategic way to send messages to people, to send some kind of message to people. So whatever this message is that you feel that you have, it has something to do with intellect, though. It could be about science. I don't know if you're a flat earther, but if you're a flat earther, this is telling you have to get the message out that the earth is not a spinning ball. I'm going to have to do a show on that one day. Take this down. Okay, and then your advice is don't be afraid to get in there and mix things up with these people. You have the ability to get your word across very succinctly, very in a fast way. Maybe you have social media accounts or something where people will listen to you on Twitter or something like that. And when you do this, you'll have some success with it. You'll be celebrating this. You might be able to bring information to people who normally never would have gotten it. But it's definitely something more intellectual. It's not like spiritual things. It's something to do with science or like computers or words. Okay, Will. So use that brain of yours, because you seem, it looks like you're a smart guy, and get out there and make a difference. Okay, here's a fun question. It is rumored that Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, is being played by Michael Jackson. I'm going to look for another, because Delia, you got a question already, and I think that was, I don't know, I think I saw somewhere that somebody answered that, and it was nothing to it. Anyways, maybe Delia, if I have time, I'll come back to that question. Okay, let me put a star on that one. Hi, is Jordan the one? Ronnie, are you talking about romance, Ronnie? Is Jordan the one? CA. Okay, you guys have to be clear with your questions, okay, Ronnie? So if you can come back and tell me, what do you mean by is Jordan the one? Are you talking Michael Jordan, or is this a person? I'm thinking it's someone you're interested in, but I'm not sure about that. So I'm going to put a star on that and come back to it. Pamela, yes, we're still live. Ronnie, thanks. Gotta go. Sorry. Okay, Ronnie, maybe I'll come back to your question. Just tuned in. Are you live? I'm feeling pretty good. It's 1:00. I drank my coffee. I don't have any engagements tomorrow, so I'm thinking I'm gonna stay here until I pass out. Catherine Humphreys, thank you, Scott. You have cleared up things for me. I hope he can reincarnate. This is Kate, yeah, with her son, and get it right soon. I loved him so much. I get so sad when I read that one, Kate. Sorry for your loss. Valerie, well, will I be able to find a new job career way to make a living in a fulfilling way this spring? Okay, Valerie, that's a good question. Okay, will I be able to find a new job career way? I like the way you put that way to make a living fulfilling way this spring. Okay. Fulfilling to you, whatever that means, because fulfilling to one person could mean something else, something different to somebody else. All right. So Valerie, this is for you. Oh, we got a yes. Well, actually, we got two aces, and I'm curious, Valerie. I wish you were here. I'd like to be able to ask you. Was there something in your past that you were doing that you found fulfilling, and then you weren't able to do it anymore for some reason? Maybe it became too difficult for you, or there wasn't enough of that kind of work. Excuse me, for you to do. But coming down here to the near future, which is spring, says yes, and it's has something to do with the physical world once again. So making something with your hands, crafting something, growing something, um, and oh yeah, and then with this Empress, you are especially suited to growing things. Um, like if you notice in this, she has a lot of wheat here. So I'm not telling you to go out and become a farmer, but I don't know, growing something that's tangible. But it's a yes, okay. And don't let your thoughts and doubts stop you from doing it. Um, I don't know if you have any type of artistic ability, so maybe like I don't know, crafting something. That's what this is. This is like working and crafting something. Let me see if I can. And we got the sun, so maybe something for children. Hierophant. Once again, he's like a teacher or a school system. Okay, so who was that again? Valerie. Valerie. So we got a yes. And all I can really tell you is that it's doing something with your hands, with physical things. Okay, and springtime is the time of growing. I have a nephew who makes a lot of money in Washington or Oregon on ganja farms. I don't know, maybe nowadays a lot of people are getting into the marijuana growing business. I don't know. Just why would I think of that? I don't know. Yes, I love my ganja. Can't sleep without it. Haven't had any all day. That's the truth. Okay. Let's see. Jerome, listen to Jerome. He's got really good advice about spiritual growth. What happened? My question again. Okay, Kate. Well, Kate, what was your? Well, let me get to other people first. Some other people first. Well, okay. Now this is Kate again. Will my daughter and her husband move out to NOLA soon this year and have children? Okay, so northern, is that northern LA? NOLA? Doesn't matter. I mean, I don't need to know exactly what that means. But okay, Kate. So now we want to ask about your lovely daughter moving out to. So I'm taking by that you mean she's gonna like be leaving your area and moving to someplace this year and have children, your grandchildren. Okay, Kate. Let's see. I wonder if you're wanting her to stay close to home and not move to NOLA. Not that I need to know, but I'm just curious. Would you rather have her? Oh, and then about I'm going to have to do another spread about the children because that's not clear here. Okay, so she's no, not this year. All right. So this is the question itself, and she's not going anywhere. She's going to be staying where she's at because there's still some information or there's something that she needs to know about first before she can make that kind of change in her life, and it will happen when the time is right. So here's temperance. Temperance is a patience card, and it doesn't do you don't do anything until that time is appropriate. And it's like the wheel of fortune. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. Okay, in its own time that she makes this move to NOLA. And then we have, okay, so it looks like though there might be children coming soon because I'm sure that's your wish for her to have children. And then you have this mothering card here. All right, so I'm not going to pull more. I'm not going to do another spread, but I'm going to pull more cards and see that is she going to have children soon this year? I'm going to take that. This is a yes. Okay, and she's definitely not going anywhere. This guy's sitting. Like he's happy where he is. He doesn't want to move anywhere, and maybe and then a new beginning and a star. So this year, I'm thinking a child maybe at the end of the year will be coming into this. She'll be having a child at the end of the year. And I got yet another queen. Queens are motherly always. And yeah. So let me see. So I think it's a no to the moving out to NOLA, but I believe there's possibility that there may be children coming along at the end of the year for her. Okay. Now, let's see. Stacy, thank you. I'm sure I will. My sister's really good with this stuff. And anyway. Well, you're not a flat earther, but I've been asked to use my voice like many truthers, including Janine. Okay. And I get that it's more of an intellectual thing, though, Will. You're very welcome. Will Lim. Janine looked into that question about Pelosi as well. Yeah, I thought so, Kate. And that's why I don't like to rehash things that other tarot cards have read before. Hi, Scott. Thank you. I am sure. Okay, Jedi. Here, I'll type it into the chat one more time. My sister's PayPal. YM Simba. I don't know where she got this name from. 2. I don't know why there's a 2 involved. YM Simba 2 at AOL.com. And that's her PayPal account. And you can send any tips there. Luna, my husband is an alcoholic. Will he ever stop drinking, or will drinking stop him? Okay, Luna. Yeah, I think I remember you talking about your husband before, Luna. But, he's not kind to you. So let's see. Will he ever stop drinking? How about we ask it this way? Will he ever want to stop drinking? Because this is a choice. Whenever you ask a question about somebody else's free will, you have to put it that way. Will your husband ever want to stop drinking? In other words, get help for it, or will it basically take him off the earth plane? All right. Well, I'm going to tell you this. He loves it. He loves his drinking. I mean, that's the only thing that can explain the sun here coming up for him. He sees no problem with it. Boy, Luna. I mean, he recognizes there's a problem in the past with his drinking. See, we got all the cups around here. They're spilled around, and he's disappointed with himself. So he recognizes there's a problem. He knows it from the past, okay? But unfortunately, drinking really makes him feel good. He makes him feel young and just, like anybody does who drinks. But he has a hard time waking up to it. And then we got the lovers over here. I mean, I know you have a difficult relationship with him. At least I think I remember, Luna, you talking about this. But he loves you, right? I mean, listen, I don't know enough about this. I can't really talk about these things without having more information. But I'm telling you that your husband loves you. And this is a new path, a new spiritual path. And we didn't say when, okay, Luna? We didn't say when he would stop drinking, But I'm telling you that at some time in his life, he's going to put it down. He's going to put the cups down, and he's going to pick up the staff. And the staff is a spiritual journey. And he's going to wisen up. He is going to wisen up, Luna, at some point. And remember, we didn't ask when. You just said, will he ever? And it's not going to kill him. He's not going to die from his alcoholism. I can tell you that. And I can tell you that he is going to find a new spiritual path, and he's going to wisen up, and he's going to move into more sober waters, so to speak. So, Luna, this is a very positive spread here. You know, he's coming up as the sun. So, in his heart of hearts, he's a good man. I mean, that's why you married him, right? And he loves you. He's having a hard time coming to this realization, but eventually he will. He will. So, just keep trying to give him that support. Maybe you are this wisdom that he finally listens to, or maybe it's his higher self that finally tells him that he needs to stop doing that. Okay, Luna? Valerie, you're welcome. Jedi, will my twin sisters receive mental health healing in the new world? Jedi. Let's see. Okay, we don't have too many here. I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna go until 2:00 in the morning. So or until I don't get any more questions. I think I can do that. It's another 45 minutes. So let me see. Where is it? Well, my twin sisters. Okay. Jedi, whenever you can get around to sending the tip, that's fine. But I'm going to ask this question. I try to answer this question now for you, Jedi. Will my twin sisters receive mental health healing, excuse me, in the new world? Boy, there's going to be a lot of people who need that. And I'm pretty sure it's not any of the psychological systems that they're using now. So let's take a look. Okay, Jedi. Well, I think that's a yes. Okay. So it's been hard on you. And this guy is like, this is the mental illness here. But for the outcome, we have the King of Wands. And could be, well, spiritual healing, especially with this Ace of Pentacles. This is spiritual and this is healing, and it's something that is being worked on. So I believe that and this could be the new alliance or the new government, the new system that's coming, and they are working on ways of bringing health in all areas. Okay, so this is all types of health. So who was that again? Jedi? You got a yes to your answer. Um, so listen, I believe it may not happen overnight, but when we go into this new earth, we're going to have all kinds of new ways of dealing with these problems that plague mankind. All of them. Okay. Delia, skipping my question. Okay. All right, Delia. That's cool. I'll come back to it if I can. I do have green fingers, says Valerie, but maybe a business. I do use my hands making things. Okay, good. Will, follow-up question. What can the universe say about my current pursuit in fashion design, or would I head off in a spiritual direction instead? Okay, Will. Fashion design. Cool. Oh, that's really cool, Valerie. You have a lot of seeds to plant. I tell you, before I left America, I had this amazing garden in my sister's backyard. Um, I was able to grow it mainly because she had free water. She had an artesian well. For people who don't know, and I don't know if there are other parts of the world, but there are these wells in Florida. You dig down, you get this very sulfur smelling water that comes shooting up under its own pressure. So you don't have to pump it. They're called artesian wells. My sister had one in her backyard, and I grew the most amazing garden, and I loved it. Okay, so the question was, oh yeah, Will, design or spiritual? Okay, so Will, you coming up as the Queen of Cups. She's very much into her emotions, and then a Knight of Cups, romantic. So you're a romantic, and you need to get in touch with your divine feminine. And swords. Swords are thoughts. The thoughts could be design, right? If we're talking about design. So this is saying definitely stay with your aspirations in design. Okay. Um, Possibly you have to travel somewhere in order to realize that that dream of being a designer, and you're going to have to strategize. Okay, so whatever that means to you, but that's how you're going to make this wish come true of being a designer. But we have no wands, especially down here in the outcome, so that's not a spiritual path. um, Air design, design of air. Hmm. But let me get some clarification for you here, Will, on your designer path. Another swords. So it looks like you might have to take a break, take some time off, and maybe there's a third option. Okay, you said design or spiritual path. I'm wondering, is there a third option that has to do with uh, possibly singing? I don't know if you sing, or using words some way, And this is why I say you need maybe take some time off to think about what it is you really want to do, because you might have some new. Oh, this is a spiritual awakening and an ending. Okay, Will, I'm sorry I'm not getting this clearly here, but swords are about words. They're about thoughts. They're about voice. Okay. But the Four of Swords means, maybe you need to just take some time off and think about, is this really what I want to do? That either of these ways. Maybe there's a third option that you haven't thought of yet. Okay. But if there's not, then I would say, if we're just these two choices, spiritual or design, I would say design is where you would be better off at. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't more clear there. Okay. Will I find a new home for my sweet dog Hugo and I this month? Okay, so you and your dog need to find a new home this month. Okay, Kate. I'll see what comes up. I know it can be hard when you have a dog, right? Finding a home. I've always had dogs in my life, and I always found a way to keep my dogs with me when I had to move. There's always some way. And then when I went and hiked the Appalachian Trail, I didn't want to leave my dog behind. I brought my dog with me. The only place there were only two places she wasn't allowed to go: the Smoky Mountains. For some reason, they didn't allow dogs into the Smoky Mountains, and then the final mountain, Katahdin in Maine, which I'm glad they didn't let me take her up there, because there are parts of that trail where you're climbing straight up a cliff face on these metal rungs that are stuck into the wall. And my dog couldn't have done it. It would have been a disaster had I tried to take my dog to the top of Mount Katahdin in Maine. I had to leave her with some people, and I was gone for a good 12 or 14 hours. And when I finally got back, I had to walk all over the campground looking for my dog. And I finally found her. She was safe and sound. Okay, so this is for Kate. Will you be able to find? Oh, Kate, this looks good. So it looks like you're going to have a couple of choices. Okay, so it looks like you're going to be starting some new journey, or I'm sorry, this is in the past. So maybe you're between houses right now, something like that, and you have a lot of inner conflict. Probably, right now you're really worrying about how you're going to find a place to live. But look, you have friends who are going to help you out, or some kind of partner. Someone's going to help you find this place, and so I'm going to take this as a yes. The person who will be doing this will maybe a woman who is very practical, not real emotional, or this could be talking about the place. The place itself might be. It's a type of place that would have a wall or a fence around it, and it looks like you'll have two choices. There's two places that you might be able to go like this, and then this High Priestess. Use your intuition. Okay, so you're gonna know intuitively when you get this choice of these two places, and they both will probably have some type of enclosure or fence around them. You're gonna have to use your intuition to choose which one will be more suitable for you and your dog. But I'm thinking yes, that you're going to get some help. Somebody's going to come in and help you find a place for you and your dog. Okay. Thank you, Stacy Moore, for saying that. Is Jack Crooner? Hold on, I'm going to try to get to some other questions here. What will our financial system look like for the rest of 2022? Potato Dog, TWT. Hold on a second. Let me check. Wow. Potato Dog, I don't want to leave you out, but that's the kind of question that gets answered by Janine all the time. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of looking for more personal questions. And got another 30 minutes here. Let me put a star on that one. And I'll put a star on this one. And these are ones that if I have time, I'll come back to. Yeah, let's all pray for Luna's husband. Hey, Jerry, it's my pleasure. You know, if I had a job, a nighttime job, I'd have to do it anyway. So this is my job, and I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having some fun out there too. I really wish Danielle could have been here. It would have been more fun. But okay, hi Scott. My question is: will my 14-year-old son see improvement in his vision, or will it be worse? Thank you. Oh, here's another one I can relate to. Boy, I've got problems with my eyes, and I started wearing glasses when I was 8 years old. Okay, Stephiel 11. Stephiel. Let's see. See improvement in his vision, or will it get worse? I wonder if he's having some kind of treatment for it. There's your son. Lovely. I want everybody to know it's not easy doing reads on the fly like this without having the person in front of me to talk to, and I'm really doing my best. Okay, so if it seems like I'm struggling sometimes to come up with answers, it's because I am, because I like to be able to bounce things off of people. Okay, so this is your son, and here is your son. And here's the disappointment of, having this eye trouble. And in the near future, so cups or feelings, and he's going and searching. Oh, we have two. This is a very healing card. All right, so this can also be a traveling card. So going somewhere to find a treatment that would help. And it would be like not a doctor type of treatment. This would be more like traditional or alternative medicine type of thing. And who knows, maybe this is what's coming in the future for all of us. So I don't see it getting worse. That's a good thing. I think that there will be some kind of treatment to help it get better, but it's something you're going to have to go seek out. This is seeking for something and going out and finding it. And it's this Queen of Wands. It's something unique. All right, so it's not like regular doctors. Yeah, and then a celebration for getting. So yeah, I think so. Okay, and let's all focus our intentions that there's going to be healing for everybody and every ailment that you have, and no more hunger and no more homelessness. And now, don't get me wrong, people. I don't expect that we're going to be living in a utopia in the next 1 or 5 or 10 years. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to live in a world that was nerfed, where nothing could hurt you. And like, I'm an adventurer, and I spent so many years out putting myself in dangerous situations, having sharks swarming around me when I had a bag full of fish that I speared with my spear gun, or hiking through bear-infested forests and dangerous weather and dangerous terrain and tigers. I mean, I wouldn't want to live in a world where there aren't lions, tigers, and bears. You know what I mean? But it's got to be a fair world where humans get a fair shake, and we get the abundance that this world has. We don't live in a world of scarcity. There's enough of everything for everybody. Don't believe it when you're told that. For example, oil. Oh wait, I'm just talking away to myself. Let me find a question here. So we got that. Luna, you're welcome. Will I buy the property I want for truther gatherings? Okay, yoga and meditation. All right, this is a good one. This is one I can. All right, I'm getting a little loopy here, right? Because it's getting late. But yeah, this is one I think I can do quite easily. Will I buy the property I want for truther gatherings? Yoga and meditation, Toravea? Yes, you will. Okay. So this is you. So you are a person that people look up to as being very wise and spiritually gifted. And it's going to happen quickly, too, really fast. It's going to be a really emotional thing. But the answer is yes, because we got this ace. Whenever, you got to remember, there are only 4 aces in a deck. There are 78 cards in the deck. And so you have a very slim chance of actually pulling an ace. And so whenever I get an ace anywhere, that's, to me, is a yes, just like Janine says. And it's also your advice. And this is a spiritual, so it's a spiritual thing. And it's romantic. I don't mean romantic in the, Cupid sense. Romantic, it's you have this idea of this place where truthers can come and gather together and focus their feelings on spiritual truths. So yoga, meditation, Toravea, Veja? Yes, you will get that property. We didn't say when, unfortunately. People, remember when your questions, try to add a time frame in there. But I'm guessing with the world we're moving into, yoga and meditation, Tori, it will be soon. Sandy Jasmine, is this a good time for me to spend $1,000 on silver? What do you think? What do my viewers out there think? What would you tell Sandy? Well, Sandy, I'll ask the cards. I wish I could. If silver goes up as much as I think it's going to go up, then if you bought 1,000 now, you'd have like 60,000 or so once it goes up to where it should be. But then again, this is for you personally, right? Like, is it right for you right now to buy the silver? Okay, so lovers for the outcome. Oh, maybe actually now is not the best time because your advice is um, standing on your own, defending what you think is right, and it could maybe it would cause you harm to spend $1,000 right now. Okay, because it would cause some kind of who knows, maybe like there's somebody in your family that would get upset if they found out that you took $1,000 that maybe, I don't know, was for something else and you spent it on that money. That could cause some problems with your spouse maybe, or a partner. You follow me here? Because you're disappointed now, probably disappointed because you haven't bought it yet, and you're struggling with this choice: should I or should I not? And then there your extended family's in the picture here. Yeah, you've been working really hard, maybe too hard. Okay, but no, not now. For whatever reason, personal things in your life with your family, now is not the time to spend $1,000 on silver. Sorry to tell you that. Maybe a smaller amount though, but maybe that's just too much. Okay. All right. We got here. I'll go for another 20 minutes and then I'm gonna have to stop. Hello, Astera. Jedi, you're very welcome. Scott and good folks from Norway. Hi, Layla Johansson. Grateful Heart. Hello. Hi, Scott. I sent you my tip on MoneyGram. We'll think about a question. Okay, Grateful Heart. Grateful Heart, I know your name. I'm sorry I forgot who you were. Who you are, I should say. But I know we've talked a lot in readings. Valerie, that's so interesting about sulfur. Yeah. That sulfur water is really healthy to drink too. It just smells bad. Wow, simply mind blowing. Will says, "Good, Will. Glad I blew your mind." Layla, question: is the government of Norway black? Our previous prime minister was also chief of NATO until last year. Oh, really? Norway, huh? All right, Layla, let's find out. I like this question too. Is the Government of Norway black, like black hats. Are they bad guys? Or are they being puppeted? Or have they, yeah, have they been replaced already by doubles, stand-ins to be puppeted? What are those Vikings up to? I just finished watching the series Vikings Valhalla. I loved it, except I wish it had been more historically accurate. I really like when things are historically accurate. I checked a whole bunch of the facts that they were giving in it, and no, it wasn't. But that's okay. All right. Well, yeah, you got a bunch of bad guys still in your government there, it looks like. They're trying to keep it a secret. Okay, so we got the yes for the answer here. However, okay, yes to the answer, are they black? But I think they're being shown to be that way because really they're they are whatever the alliance wants them to be. So the I think the alliance wants them to look like black hats to wake people up. I know we keep hearing that. I'm it sounds like I'm just repeating what Janine says, but it's true. I agree with her on that because the outcome is going to is the Empress, and the Empress is loving, nurturing, abundant. So right now, is it black ass? Yes, but there's a reason for that. It's a strategic play to wake people up. I mean, I hadn't even looked at these cards yet, so I was postulating that here, and then I see this very positive outcome here, and then I look at the clarification cards. So yes, it's a strategic move that was done in order to get people waking up in the middle, like, oh my God, what's going on with this corrupt government we have? Okay. Fat. All right, I need to go to questions. I'm late getting here. Alley 53. Yeah. Hi, Scott. I need some advice about my situation. Lily Pineda. Well, what's your situation, Lily? Okay, you know, I want to read your guys's like comments about questions, but I also want to get to as many questions as I can because people are paying me money. So I'll come back and read your responses tomorrow. In Maine upon a lake, creek is a raging. In Maine, a pond is is a lake, and a creek is a raging river. Yeah, that's true. I had to. Don't even get me started on Maine and the Appalachian Trail. Estera, question: is the Passover Seder meal and ritual satanic? I ask because a lot of the food is associated with negativity. All right, Estera, I'm gonna put your question up here real quick. I like this question. Passover, it's pronounced Seder, I think, and yeah, that's people don't know. Passover was when God was sending the angel of death to kill all the firstborn children in Egypt because the Pharaoh would not let his people go. And he told the Jews to slaughter a lamb and put the blood above their door so that the angel of death would pass them by. That sounds pretty damn satanic to me. Okay, but we'll look. I wonder what foods you're talking about that are negative. What are negative foods? Oh, yeah. Huh. Well, yes, it is. Okay, with this moon and then the Ten of Swords, yeah, it's. I'm going to take that as a yes to your answer. It's like uh, it's like, well, it has to do with sacrifice, right? Blood, but that's coming to an end. So in the near future, uh, there's going to be a new type of festival in its place, a new feast, or it's a new way of doing things that is going to be one of goodness and and beneficial to mankind. It's a new spiritual path that will be replacing all of these religious rites that are based in dark origins. I mean, like the Catholic, I talked about this in Daiga's show, the Eucharist and the wine, the body of Christ and the blood of Christ. You know, people are not Catholic. Look this up. The Catholic Church teaches that it is the literal flesh and blood of Jesus Christ. They're telling you when you take that Eucharist and you drink that wine, they're telling you that it magically transforms into the actual literal flesh and blood of Jesus. There's a word for that. It's called cannibalism. Okay, 10 minutes left. I'm definitely getting tired now. Corset, a sweet. Okay, yeah, she's telling me. I'm going to have to come back and read that later. Layla is the Norwegian government black hat. Or EKS Prime. Our I just did one about I can't remember now the other country. I'm looking for a little bit different question. Final question for the night. Will, I'm going to look for somewhere. Layla is the K. I didn't see your question, K. Let me go back and try to find it. I'm not meaning. I I I should have been clear that I may not be able to get to all the questions here. Okay, that's why these are tips. These are not like payments for. Okay, I'm not seeing your question here. How far back do I have to go? Okay, post it again. Maybe I'll find it. Maybe I can find it. Is the government of Norway black? Yeah. Leilani. Leilani. Okay, Leilani, aloha. General read for my dad. Thank you. Okay, let's do that. And you may think I'm talking too much and not throwing cards fast enough, but I really need to give a good shuffle between reads. And that takes time. And that's why I talk, because I just don't want to sit here and you guys staring at me. And I like talking about the things that I see that you're saying here. But this one is for Leilani. General read for your dad. Okay, let's do this. Looks good. looks like your father had some kind of spiritual awakening in the recent past, but he may not be coming out about it to you. Okay, so the death card came up for your father, which is a transition, something that's going through a change and becoming something better. It's definitely the death card is always going from a less evolved state to a higher evolved state, or going from um, a dark to light. You can also look at it that way. And he had some kind of spiritual inspiration in the recent past, and justice in the question. So this spiritual revelation that he had in the recent past is causing him to change his way of thinking and to think in a more just way. I'm not sure what that means to you, because that's something that's been hard for him in the past. He doesn't always talk about what he's actually thinking, right? And he's not going to be coming out about it anytime in the near future either. So it seems like if he wasn't someone who was awake and you've been trying to wake him up, it looks like that's working, but he's not gonna admit that. He's going to maintain this facade of no, I still have my own beliefs, because he's not going to come out and tell you that. He's going to keep it a secret. But he secretly is with your family. He's supportive of, not secretly, I mean, he's yeah. So we have 10, 2 10s. Yeah, whatever it was that he has woken up from, he's done with that, and he's ready to embrace new ideas. But it's not going to happen quickly. That death is a slow transition, and for whatever reason, he's not wanting to come out and talk about it. I hope that makes sense. It's really hard to do these readings without getting some kind of feedback, because there are so many different ways that you can read cards. How many more do we have here? Let me skip down to the bottom. Oh, guys, we got more here than I can possibly do now. All right. Before I go, I'm gonna do one more. I'll pick one more from the end. But before I go, I want to thank everybody who's sent me tips. All of your names are going to go into the Wheel of Fortune that I'm going to spin, and one of you will get a free 30-minute mini read with me. Okay, so there's that. Let me see if I can find it. I'm a slow reader too, by the way, because I'm dyslexic. Heather Gruber. Will my husband ever wake up? My marriage is deteriorating because he's a total sleeper. How can I tip you? Heather, look in the chat. There's a link to my sister's PayPal account. Tip me whenever you can, but I like your question. So everybody, this will be the last question for the night. It's it's almost 2 a.m. And the coffee's starting to wear off. So this last one is for Heather Gruber. Heather, check, I think maybe in the description, I put my sister's PayPal account, but it's ymsimba2@aol.com. All right, and I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get to everybody's questions today, but I'll try to do it. at another time. Okay. I want to be fair with everybody. I hope I wanted to be clear in the beginning that I may not be able to answer every question. I was only going to do 1 hour, ended up doing 2 hours. And Heather Gruber, hey, I've got some good news for you, dear. Your husband is going to wake up. And okay, so here's you guys are soulmates, Heather, because we have lovers in the past for you. It may be deteriorating now, but soulmates like this can get through anything. You're going through a hard time, and you got the Two of Cups. So this is like doubly saying that you're soulmates. And celebration of home and marriage and stuff like that. So, it breaks my heart that this is coming between you. This is coming between you and your relationship and your home. It's deteriorating your home. But look, he will wake up. We got a yes as the outcome. Now we don't know when, okay? Heather, we didn't say when in this, and that's always a problem. So, but it's not gonna be that much longer. Look, it'll happen at the 11th hour. Like, hang in there, okay? Because there's information that's going to be coming out. Nobody's going to be able to stay asleep for much longer, okay? Because the truth is coming out, and it's going to be undeniable. It's going to be in your face, undeniable. And he's going to have to intellectually deal with it. Okay, Heather? So hang in there. Marriage is a sacred bond, and you guys have a karmic relationship. You got the two of the soulmate cards in your reading. All right. So I'm confident that you will find a way. He's going to wake up, and you will have a long marriage together. Okay, Heather? All right, everybody. I'm done. I'm exhausted now. Once again, thank you to everybody. I tell you what I'll do. I'll because I want to answer everybody's questions. So tomorrow I'm free all day. I'll go through and everybody whose question I didn't get to, maybe I can do a video and put that out there for you guys as well. Okay. So good night, everybody. Laley E. Johansson. This is how we say thank you in Thailand. It's called a Y, and it's you're so generous. I hope I did well for everybody. I'm learning to trust myself more. Yeah, I can go on, but it helps when I get feedback from people who tell me that I was right on this, and when I'm doing personal readings, I'm able to fine tune my reading as I talk to the person. I don't want them to tell me details that then I use to understand the cards, but just to help me to better understand where this card is going, because they can go in so many different ways. I mean, you guys don't even know how one card can have so many different meanings. All right. So you're very welcome, Heather. And that's it for me tonight. I almost don't want to go. I enjoy this so much. Just answering these questions and hearing some of the things you guys have to say. Jerry, you're awesome, man. Layla, here, I'll type it in. I'll type it in right now. This is not my email. This is my sister's email that's linked to her PayPal account. Okay, ymsimba2 at AOL.com. All right, thank you, Ali 53 and Layla. Layla Johansson, let me know that you got my email. Okay, Pamela, it's 2:00 in the morning now, and I've got to go. I'm sorry, I can't answer your question right now. I'm just waiting for Layla. All right, Layla, check almost any of my. Thank you, Elizabeth. That's that's so sweet. It makes me feel good. If it wasn't for people telling me that they enjoy my readings, I wouldn't know. I only know that I don't even know how to say it. Anyways, thank you. Thanks for the feedback. And okay, Layla, you got it. All right. Good night. I'm done. Bye bye.